are on our way out from Jacare, leaving Brazil in disgust. Would you check this weather out? It's minging.
It is tipping it down, and we've got this until we clear the coast. Really, our plan is to head out through the reef and get around about 100 miles offshore, heading north through the ITZ and pick up the westerly trade winds, easterly trade winds coming from the east. Oh, I can't even remember where I am in the world. Yeah, we are upside down at the moment. We're standing on our head. Back across the equator, and then we'll head west to French Guiana, and we're stopping at the famous islands made famous by the film Papillon. Yeah. Which, well, we've got better weather there than here.
Here we are, morning of day 3, but it's kind of like the afternoon of day 3, even though it's the morning, because we left late in the afternoon, so don't make sense to it. Anyway, it's a lovely morning. It's the best time of the day. I like this watch when you wake up in the middle of the night all fumbled and confused, and you haul yourself out on deck, and then slowly the light creeps into the day, and then you, well, not every day, but today we get beautiful colours, and I have time to sit and think and read books, and the sea has calmed down just a little bit compared to when I was trying to sleep, and it's a beautiful morning.
I was just looking at the back there because we've had a couple of visitors on the boat during the course of our trip. Last night, when it just about started to team down, this what we think, we're not quite sure what the bird was called. It was very difficult to tell, but we think it was a young bird anyway. But it didn't want to land on the water, and it was looking to try and land on the boat. And it must have taken an hour to get onto the boat, and by the time it got on the boat it was absolutely exhausted, and it just sat there getting absolutely drowned. When it started to rain, this poor little thing was just sitting in front of the cockpit on the outside, and it sat there all night until this morning, and just before another rain squall hit us, and they just went up and left. Never even said goodbye. What's it been like? Wet. More wet. You could probably sum it up and say it's been a bit wet. But sailing hasn't been brilliant, and we had one day where we managed to get some really quite decent sailing in. We were doing good turn of speed over the ground. We had some good wind. Not been much to show you really. It's just been grey and horrible, and I'll quickly pan around outside, and this is a good day, by the way, and it's just grey, which is not making it a very nice trip. As you can probably tell, we're not very happy, but
You was particularly whinging.
I'm whinging, yeah, gonna be whinging. So what can we do? We'll probably show you some sexy slow motion shots of us releasing ropes off a cleat or a winch, or a bit of electric winching. Oh, didn't mean to mention electric winching. We don't use electric winches, but we'll show you some winching.
Is that winching or whinging?
Winching. It could be winching, except there aren't any. Okay, right, well, catch up with you a little bit later, and yeah, and perhaps I can come back and do some more moaning. Well, that's it, we've just crossed the equator.
Unknowingly, we were actually wanting to do a nice little countdown for you, but we were so busy doing the fact we missed it.
Yeah, I was trying to get the camera over the chart plotter. It was such a pain to hold it there. I said, oh, I'll wait till it gets to about 50 seconds to go, and then we can just hold it in place. And then we must have got another gust of wind and speeded up, and we shot across the line and we didn't realise it. Yeah, we are actually sailing this morning.
Yeah, we made it through the doldrums, we hope.
We hope. I've checked some grid files, and the weather forecast looks like we are actually going to get some more wind and a little bit less rain. So we're a touch happier this morning, and the sun's out. So now, Ali, I've got quite a job to do now.
Yeah, you're a busy boy today.
I've got a busy boy. Having crossed the equator, this is a little known fact that not many people realise, because not many people drive their own boats across the equator.
And mostly you're sailing, so you don't even realise till you get to the first port.
Yeah, of course, it's a bit like the water going down a plug hole. In the northern hemisphere it goes clockwise, and when you cross into the southern hemisphere and you empty the basin, it goes anti-clockwise. So the same thing applies to the propeller on the boat with the water going over it. So now I have to go and change all the cables over so that when I actually put the gearbox in ahead, we go forwards and not backwards like we did before.
Oops.
Right, what else is going on? Nothing. You're going back to bed, aren't you?
I'm going back to bed, I'm knackered.
These night watches.
I tried to sail last night for a couple of hours. Wind came up, I thought, this is it. Been motoring for far too long. Got everything rigged, going smoothly, lovely. 15 knots of wind, chugging along, just the thing. About 3/4 of an hour later, flap, 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 flap.
All died.
Take it all down again.
Yeah. But we are in fact sailing along now quite nicely, and actually we've seen better weather, better wind in the northern hemisphere, because it's picked up a little bit.
We've enjoyed our time in Brazil, don't get us wrong, but I think we like being right side up.
Yeah, standing up the right way is definitely going to help, isn't it? So, I don't know, we've got 700 miles still to go to...
Because you've been getting out the wrong side of the band.
Oh, is it?
You were upside down
upside
and you
down.
didn't do it.
Oh, gee. I don't know. Oh, no, I won't get used to it.
Well, you're back to normal now,
Yeah.
so you should get used to it.
Okay. Right, well, I've got a couple of little jobs to do. Go and change all those cables over, and then, yeah, we'll catch up with them a bit later. Right, well, we got in at 7:30 this morning, 6:30 this morning local time.
Yeah.
6:30 this morning local time. 1,450 miles from Jacare, and
8 and 3/4 days.
8 3/4 days. Brilliant, brilliant.
I think we averaged, how much did you say?
Oh.
176 miles a day.
Something like that. Yeah, yeah. It was good. It was over 7.1 knots we were averaging average speed, and at one point getting towards about 11 o'clock last night. Yeah, it is last night. I think we were doing something like 10.2 to 10.9 knots, and I had to start slowing things down because we were going to get here before the sun got up, and that was the one thing we were determined to do, to make sure that this arrival, the first one, that we actually arrived at the when the sun's up, and it was lovely. Daylight coming in here, it was beautiful.
Thanks for watching this video. We hope you had as much fun watching it as we had making it. Join us in our next video where we'll explore more of these beautiful islands.